Hey you guys, Dani here and welcome to Walkthrough Wednesday. Today we are going to be doing the Oracle of Mystical Moments. Fun stuff. Don't forget to stay tuned after the walkthrough for our midweek reading. And in case you don't, if you're looking for me, all my links are below. You can find me on Instagram, email, Etsy, where you can book a personal reading, my Patreon, where there's some exciting stuff going on, and all kinds of other links for you below in the description. So as always, I'll see you on the other side. So the Oracle of Mystical Moments is done by Katrin Wellstein. I hope I said that right. She is a collage artist. This is a really nice box that it comes in. It kind of has that rose petal finish. As far as the little white book, it has a nice little cover on there. It has keywords for each card as well as a description, and kind of tells you what's on the card as well, which I like, and then about the author and artist. As far as the size of these cards, they are pretty standard, maybe a little thinner and just a tad bit taller, which I kind of like. I like the size of these cards. This is probably my favorite. I prefer like thinner and longer cards. On to the actual cards. These are so well done, you guys. I am sometimes picky when it comes to collage art, but I feel like for the most part, I would say 95%. I feel like these cards are absolutely well done. Things are seamless. They flow really well. It doesn't look like something was copy and pasted, which I really do appreciate. I feel like so much time and energy went into these cards. I will say that sometimes the keywords just don't explain anything. So as a downside, I feel like one does need the guidebook sometimes to understand where the artist is coming from. But I feel like for the most part, these are really easy to read intuitively because there are many different hits and many different things going on within each card that kind of spark your intuition. So I do appreciate that. Whereas like you don't always need it, but it is nice to have a reference when you're just like, I don't know what's going on here. And there are 52 cards to this deck. Now, as far as the cardstock itself, it is so nice. This is US Games, but I do find that sometimes US Games has a tendency to kind of chip on the side sometimes, but these have held up really well because I use these quite a bit. I have to say they're one of my top Oracle decks. I don't use Oracles as often, but this one is definitely a favorite of mine. So on to my favorites. I chose House of Flowers, No Rain Today, and Keys on Trees. And the first one I chose because the idea of these beautiful flowers bursting out of this house just really sparks joy and wonder for me. I think it's just a beautiful concept. The second card I love aesthetically. If I had to choose the most beautiful card in the deck, this would be it. There's something about the face of the sun kind of drawing up this beautiful rain cloud. It's stunning to me. That's the best way I can describe it. And as far as the last one, I love the symbolism of the keys on trees. Like, I love the idea of this like dark, scary tower, but there's always a way out. I love symbolism like that. So these are my favorites from the Oracle of Mystical Moments. Alrighty, you guys. Let's get our midweek reading. So what do we need to know? Oh shit. Well, we just have two that flew out. And let's see what these are. Oh, we have My Home is My Castle and Butterfly Garden. Right away, I'm really feeling like sometimes we take our home for granted, like the space that we're in, our home, right? So I feel like this has more to do with like our present time, our present space. So my home is my castle. I feel like we kind of take ourselves for granted when it comes to this, and we lose sight of the beauty of what's going on. And this butterfly garden really sparks that for me. It's like, oh yeah, everything is flippin' amazing, right? There are beautiful things all around. There are interactions to be had. There's time to be spent on just being grateful for what we have and where we are right now. And I know that sometimes that sounds like a tired thing, right? Everybody's talking about be grateful, make sure that you love everything, and it comes to the point where like just hearing these things are meaningless, right? The more you do a thing, the less impact it has. It's sort of how it feels sometimes, right? Like if I'm grateful for everything, then when does being grateful become meaningless? Or when do you not feel it anymore? It's just something that you say, it's not something that you feel. And I think that that's basically what we're dealing with at the end of the week, is like kind of getting out of the mundaneness of it. Like I have to always make sure that I feel this way, and just like sitting with it, right? This butterfly garden makes me feel like it's about sitting in your space, right? And just really seeking that one thing, right? Just start with one thing. That one thing that makes you feel something, right? That makes you feel like, oh shit, this makes me so happy. This makes me so excited. This makes me feel some type of way. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, and you know, myself included, I feel like sometimes, you know, my home is my castle. Sure, I'll make it look nice, and I'm grateful for my spaces and where I'm at in life and blah, blah, blah. But then, like, I don't know, we take that for granted, right? We just stop realizing the magnificence that is our day-to-day, and we just kind of get lost in it. And so I feel like butterfly garden is just a way to stop, because I mean, it's right, butterfly garden, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a butterfly sanctuary or anything of that nature. We have an insectarium. Is that what you say it? I don't know. We have one of those in New Orleans that we've gone to a few times, and they do have a space that's like full of butterflies, and you can't rush through it. You have to sit and experience this and take your time and go slowly and really enjoy the moment and kind of be in the moment, because you have to pay attention to the things that you're doing. And I feel like that's a really good way to kind of take everything down a notch and just bask in where you are and what you're doing, and find those things that make you feel happy or put a smile on your face, or, you know, be excited for what you're doing and where you are. I think that's important. Anyway, you guys, enough of all that. I hope that you enjoyed this walkthrough. Let me know what you think of this deck. It's a beaut. I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So I will be back very soon, you guys. It's time for our monthly wrap up already. It's almost the end of May. Can you believe that? I still got shit to do before May is over. So I will see you guys very soon. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I super appreciate it. I'm sending you guys all my love. Bye.